Hello and welcome back to Rageducation. Yeah, that's right, I'm still making that joke 6 videos in. My name's Gary Martin from rggedu.com, and today we're going to be going over a few of the mobile solutions that we use here that are not RAID. Now, we use 2 different drives here at rggedu, and we use 2 different ones for a reason. The first one is the G Drive EV Raw. It's somewhat rugged. It has this black cover on it, but you'll see here that there is a SATA port and also a USB 3 port with a separate cable. This is 1 terabyte, and this is still a 7200 RPM drive. Now, the second drive we use is the G Drive EV ATC. This is also 1 terabyte, and it's actually the exact same drive. It's the enclosure is what's different. If you open this up, you'll see here that if you pull out the drive inside, it is the exact same drive with the exact same connections, exact same size. There's absolutely no difference. It's the enclosure and using the eSATA port is what makes a difference. In addition to that, this drive itself has an enclosure that is somewhat water resistant to a certain depth, waterproof, and also more shock absorbent. So if you're going to be traveling a lot, you're going to be backpacking Europe, and you want to drive, this is going to be a good solution. Now, I mentioned 2 connections for a reason. We like having the option of the Thunderbolt connection in addition to the USB 3.0 cable because our computers have 2 Thunderbolt connections and also 2 USB 3.0 connections. So if we're out on location and we're having an issue with, let's say, Thunderbolt or USB, something happens, the computer's slightly damaged, we have another option to back up to, and we're not limited to just 1 port. Now, in addition to that, USB 3.0 and Thunderbolt are essentially the same speeds. Now, we've done our disk speed test and our Blackmagic design speed test, and you'll see here on the left we have the Thunderbolt test rendering right at about 95 and 96 write and read, and you'll see here that that is really good for nothing but storage. What this reads as, you could probably write and maybe edit some 640 or below footage, but really it's only going to be used for storage. Same thing over here with the USB 3.0 connection with this drive itself. It's really only good for standard definition video if you are going to be editing live footage from this drive. And again, this isn't what these drives are for. The only time we use these drives is if we don't have connection to power. And we need power because our other RAID 0 and our RAID 1 drives require power itself that isn't bus powered from the computer in order to turn on and function correctly. So with those drives, the benefit is they're a lot faster, the capacity is much larger, and it's a better read-write solution for working on location. Now, with these drives, they're much smaller in capacity. We're limited to 1 terabyte, and we're limited to a much slower connection. So we'll use these drives when we're out of the country doing a shoot, out in the jungle, which we recently did in Papua New Guinea. And these drives were fantastic for backing up to and then cloning to other drives using software like Carbon Copy Cloner. The last thing that I love about this enclosure specifically, as opposed to just having a USB 3.0 cable, is that the drive itself has a Thunderbolt cable that is connected to it. And for me, this is exactly like lens caps. I lose lens caps and I lose Thunderbolt cables more than anything else. On location in the studio, I am constantly looking for Thunderbolt cables and I'm constantly looking for lens caps. So one thing I love about this drive is the Thunderbolt cable itself is always going to be connected to this drive, and it is, if you'll see here, it is easily tucked into the side so you can't even tell that there's a Thunderbolt cable on there. So with that, we've wrapped up why we use our mobile drives, when to use them, a little bit about their speeds, and how you should apply these to your daily workflow. My name is Gary Martin from rggedu. We make photography and Photoshop tutorials with some of the best photographers and instructors in the world. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time.